back, excitedly back, happy to be with you. Welcome to this Facebook weekly live. It is my desire and intention to do more weekly lives through Facebook so that I can support the community, the growing community, support all of you and offer you additional insights and guidance and energy and tools and techniques for aligning more fully with your most benevolent best life path, with your soul's true divine agenda, with your highest and best, your most benevolent best, your highest self, and really making the impact you came here to make if you're a person who truly does want to be of service and make contribution. And if you're here, chances are you are that, since most of my community is very highly ambitious, heart-centered, mission-driven solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and people in the world who really truly care about the world and want to make a great contribution. And we know that in order to do that, we have to be best versions of ourselves. So thank you for being here. And today we are in part 2. We're going to be going through part 2. I'll just do a quick recap of last week. If you didn't check out last week's video, it's in the Facebook feed, in the group page, which right now is called the Expansion Experience. That's the name of the group, but it's really about being extraordinary and really becoming more of the people we're meant to be so we can make the global change that we're here to make. But if you didn't see that last post, please go watch the first part because you'll be missing. We're going to jump right in. For anyone who's watching who doesn't know me, before I explain where we're going with today, I'll just re-say my name is Lori Spagna, for anyone who doesn't know me already. And I am a visionary and light worker who is here to support humanity through this evolutionary cycle and to assist beings like you who really are incredible light leaders, visionaries, heart-centered entrepreneurs and solopreneurs who really want to make a global difference, a big impact, and contribute to the world in new and better ways, and develop more of your capacity to do so in the best ways possible. And that includes accessing your superhuman abilities, your divine gifts, talents, learning how to use energy and work with energy, and developing the extraordinary you that is within you. So thank you for being here. And so, yeah, last week as a summary, what we're talking about is really just that, reclaiming your greatness and your brilliance and your untapped superhuman extrasensory abilities to make true transformation, to have profound influence in positive ways that are positively uplifting to you and others, and to really access unlimited abundance within you and to achieve unparalleled success. And all of those things come from within. It's really about the deep inner fulfillment, which could include, unshakable peace and just knowing that you're making the contribution that you're here to make. So last week we covered the first couple of parts of your superhuman abilities, including telepathy and how that works and why it's real and how you can use it. And last week, we also covered your superhuman abilities of intuition, which is not just telepathy, which is a lot more. And we went through that, what all of that includes, what it is. We also talked about the different clairs, the untapped parts of your potential, your superhuman abilities, and how you can utilize them and access them. So again, if you didn't see last week and part 1, scroll down on the Facebook page, it's in there. The replay is in there. I will eventually get it over to my YouTube channel as well, but this is where you get me live and you can ask some questions in the chat if you're here. I'll tune in to look at that, but that's what we're picking up today. So this is part 2 and we're at spiritual superpower number 3. Spiritual superpower number 3. And I do want to take a look and see. You know what? I don't know if I can see my own Facebook page, to tell you the truth. Because I'm doing video, which is okay, right? So I'll just leave it there. But if you have, I wanted to take a look and see if I could. Oh, you know how I do it? I got it. Learning technology. Bear with me for one moment. See if I can see the page where this is, and then I can see if questions are posted. Okay, good. Hello, Therese. Glad to see you here. So yeah, you can post questions if you want to, or comments. I love to hear from you. So the first thing I just want to ask is for anyone who is wondering, and it's great to see you here, Therese, but even for people who listen live in replay, I would love to know if you've started to access any of your superhuman abilities. We're getting to number 3 today. And what you think those might be, what you think they are. What do you think number 3 is that I haven't mentioned yet? And and how do you think those might help you? How do you think it might be able to help you? Of course, that's part of what we're here talking about. So you can't get a wrong answer. But how might you be able to use your superhuman abilities to help yourself and to help others? By, and I'll just share some, by becoming more consciously aware of what's going on, by becoming more consciously aware and being able to receive guidance through telepathy, clear guidance, or by becoming more consciously aware and being able to communicate through telepathy. That was last week, right? With an animal, how you can help an animal, or how you can help people that you serve just by being able, knowing how to communicate with them telepathically. You can't imagine that if you're having a challenging situation, for example, with a person, maybe a family member or someone at Thanksgiving dinner, that you could use telepathy to silently communicate to them things that you might need them to know, or even to ease tensions in relationships, or even to allow them to be at peace if they're anxiety, to help them. You can't imagine that you can do that, but you can. So telepathy and using extrasensor abilities can help you with something like that. All right, so let's go, and those are just a few examples. Does that sound helpful to you? I would love to hear from you below. Does that sound like something you would want to be able to do if you knew how? To ease relationships with others, for example, to improve the quality of your relationships, for example, to help the people around you? Is that something that sounds appealing to you? Is that something that you would like to do? Because that's the kind of thing that your super sensory, extrasensory abilities, for example, telepathy, for example, intuition, can help you with. It can help you to improve your relationships without any direct interaction with a person, without having to ever force them to do anything or ask them to do something that's against their, without having to argue or debate with them, without having to fight or have problems. It will improve your relationships dramatically, and it will help you to help the people around you. All right, so we did the first 2. What's the third one? So we're up to number 3. Number 3 is energy. Learning how to use energy, of course. Now, energy is something we don't always realize how it works and what it is. But first of all, energy is everything that exists. Everything that exists is made up of consciousness, and all consciousness is made up of energy. All energy is made up of consciousness. The two aren't the same, but they are essentially interacting as one another. Consciousness is energy, energy is consciousness. There is consciousness that could be beyond energy. That is true. But in our reality, everything's energy in this physical world. And all energy is consciousness, some form of consciousness. Some of it's just inertia, kind of like blob energy that weighs you down, keeps you stuck. Anyone feel stuck ever? Do you ever feel like you're stuck? Or you're stuck in some kind of energy that's just not, like you're stuck in some situation, or maybe you might have health challenges or relationship challenges or money challenges, right? Or career challenges, and you feel stuck or blocked. That's usually inertia buildup. Inertia, right? It's energy, but it's just like blob. It's like walking through quicksand, right? So that's kind of like undesirable energy. And by the way, if you have energy issues related to health, or finance. Like everything's healable. Everything is healable. It's a matter of using the energy the right way, and includes other things, mental stuff, emotional stuff, right? It's physical stuff. We have to address it holistically, but everything's healable. And at the root of it, it's all energy and consciousness. So everything is healable, everything's resolvable when we start understanding how to use energy. Applying energy in appropriate ways, utilizing energy appropriately, is what can help us to clear, heal, and resolve our blocks and stuck points. And it is a huge and magnificent tool. And the thing is, sadly, most humans don't really understand how it works, right? Even Einstein, right? Not even, of course, we know that Einstein said everything is energy and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. Albert Einstein said that. So that's a quote. So what that means is, once we start to understand energy as a superhuman ability and how to use energy in all of its forms, it's a powerful superhuman tool. We can heal and resolve anything. We can clear emotional blocks. We can clear mental blocks. We can clear and change beliefs and belief systems. We can certainly heal physical related issues. We can use energy to improve the quality of our relationships because, for example, if someone's in the energy of divine peace when they're around you, even if they're conflict oriented, they will feel more peaceful. They will be more peaceful. If someone's in the energy of divine forgiveness but they're angry and upset, they will become more forgiving. Either that or they will leave your field if they're not willing. If they're not willing to be forgiving or forgive, because they still always have free will. So you can use it to improve the quality of your relationships. If there's a tornado or a hurricane coming, or a very devastating weather pattern, you can use the right energy to utilize that energy to neutralize the negative effects of that weather pattern. These are just some examples of our superhuman abilities to use energy. Our bodies are electromagnetic energies, and all of our cells are like batteries with positive energy, negative energy, different charges, different frequencies, different currents running through our systems. And so we have to learn how to utilize the energy, not just for healing, but for all areas of life. I hope I've demonstrated a few of those. I hope that makes sense. And I'm just curious from anyone who's listening, I would love to hear, can you imagine how this could help improve your life? Could you imagine how learning to use energy could help you to feel more peaceful? Like learning how to use the energy of peace. How that can provide for you unshakable peace, inner peace that you've been searching for, if you have. Or how learning to use the energy of forgiveness as an example, or any energy, can help you in your life to alleviate relationship problems or to improve relationships, or how to utilize energy in your business to help improve success or success rates. Now, if you do that in addition to using your intuition and telepathy, your ability to communicate with guides from the non-physical, how that could improve your work, your business, and your service to the people and maybe the animals in your life. Does this make sense? Is it landing here? I can see people watching, so I'm happy to see you guys there. I would love to hear from you. I don't always see the comments live, which is kind of strange, but sometimes I guess I have to refresh my page. Oh yeah, okay, good. So I can see some of your comments now. It's good to see you here. Melissa said absolutely. Right, because as we learn to use this, and the thing is, and using energy in a lot of cases, it's one of the simplest and easiest things you'll ever learn how to do. It's the holistic practice of working with all the superhuman abilities. And we're just on number 3, which is energy. So I'm going to go on to the next one. And I'm wondering if any of you can guess what that might be. But actually, before I go to the next one, what I want to just ask is like, what are some of the things that you feel blocked or stuck in right now? Blocked or stuck or held back in, or maybe you've reached a glass ceiling with regard to maybe your business or your work or your service, or maybe you feel kind of like uncertain about how you're meant to proceed, or what's your next right appropriate action. And whatever that is, just bring that to mind for a moment, whatever that might be. And of course, I would love to hear that in the comments below. Like, let me know, because we can use energy to clear those things. We can use energy to remove them from your field, which, if you were listening at the beginning of this, when I talked about inertia as being energy, just inertia is just heaviness. Like if you're walking through life feeling like things are heavy, it's just heavy. A lot of people feel that way. That's just energy weighing them down, right? And that's the coagulation and the accumulation of what we call energy that's just inertia, like blob energy. So how can you see, like Melissa said, yes, like how working with energy and learning to use it can really change all that, right? So, but let me know what some of the things are that are keeping you feeling stuck or blocked that energy could help you with. Learning to utilize energy could help you with. Sue said trusting. Yeah, so that's a big one, right? Because as you learn how to use energy and you understand how using energy works, then it becomes like, oh, I know what I'm doing. It's sort of like, think about trusting self. I love that, Sue. Think about trusting self as, let's just talk about something that you absolutely do trust yourself with. Like, do you trust yourself to ride a bike? Do you trust yourself to make the bed? Do you trust yourself to drive a car, right? Whatever it is, just pick anything. It doesn't even matter. And think about that for a moment. The reason you trust yourself to do that is because you know how to do it. You know how it works. Like, do you trust yourself to bake chocolate chip cookies, right? And just pick anything that you know how to do. You trust yourself. You're like, I know what the recipe is. I know how this works. And so when you trust yourself, it's because you have a divine certainty around it. Well, maybe it's not divine certainty, right? That's a different energy, but you have some degree of knowing. Let's call it that. And that develops and cultivates a kind of self-trust, right? And so this is what I'm saying is, as you learn how energy works and what to do with it and how to utilize it, trust is part of the process that is almost like a given. It starts to become more of the knowing of it, right? So love that. All right, awesome. I'm going to refresh I have to refresh my page to see any of your comments, which is a little annoying, but anyway, I'd love to hear more. And yeah, I see you think you trust yourself, but not completely. I get it. Well, to me, trust isn't either or half like this sometimes and not all the times. Real trust. But this is a separate conversation, right? We can talk about that later because I know I interact with you in other, in our sacred mentorship program. But trust is not something that's like sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Not real trust. I guess that's part of what comes with working with it more and more. So, all right, but good, awesome, love that. And thank you for sharing and thank you for being so honest and open. So, okay, so we did number 3 was energy, learning how to use energy. So I'm going to go to superpower number 4. Superpower number 4 is, and I mentioned this earlier, it's the magnetic infrastructure of your being, right? There's a magnetic infrastructure within you. This is scientifically real and valid. You have an electromagnetic field of energy, whether science identifies it that way. You're an electromagnetic being. Science identifies that. And that electromagnetic energy can be built. it's sort of like it's a superpower of energy, but it's really a different superpower because it's learning how to use your vehicle as an electromagnetic powerhouse. Now, why? Why is that? Because when you understand that you have electromagnetic energy within you, you can use that, for example, for manifesting. It's a great example for manifesting. You can manifest your dream house, your dream car, your dream client without even knowing who the client is, because we're not trying to influence a person in particular. It would be about using the electromagnetic energy within you in a conscious and deliberate way to call forward that which you desire from the field that's the right and appropriate match for you. That's for your best with harm to none. We never ever do these things with any intent to cause harm ever. And all of our influence is more about what's the right and appropriate match, right? So, but you can use that power within you to manifest things in your dreams, the manifest dreams come true, to learn how to use it to call forward to you almost anything you desire. And it's so easy. And while I'm a big fan of vision boards, I really love them. And I'm a big fan of like journaling and writing things down. I love that too. The electromagnetic power within you is so much more powerful, more effective, easier, feels good, provides energy healing while you're doing it, and is raising your frequency and vibration in the process. It's so good. It's so good. So to me, it's like 10xing your manifesting. And of course, not only that, but it strengthens your physical body and it strengthens the energy that is within you because you are made up of energy. So that is another superhuman power. It's a spiritual superpower, the electromagnetic field of you, your energy field. Now, I could break that down, but I'm going to go on to the next one because we have enough time to cover the next one. And the next one is your superpower, your spiritual superpower. I'm curious because I know some of you here who are here. Can anyone guess what it might be? Does anyone have any? I love you guys being here. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, so does anybody wonder what that might be? Your other next superhuman power. I'm about to go. I know some of you know it, whether you realize or not. And I would like to tell you. So the next one, I'll say, because I don't see any guesses in there. I just refreshed my page. But the next one is your DNA. Your DNA. And DNA has all of your greatest potential kind of coded in there, right? The thing about DNA is it's always a matter of like when those codes are ready to be activated, which is part of you becoming more conscious and realizing, number one, that it's there, that it's available to you, and then getting to the energy, utilizing the right energy to unlock and awaken those codes. So as you learn how to utilize that, you can access more of your superhuman abilities. It's in your dormant DNA. It's so awesome to be able to access that because your DNA is as unique to you as a fingerprint, your thumbprint, right? There are no two thumbprints that match. And there are no two people with the exact same DNA makeup. So your DNA, and science knows this. In fact, what I'll add on the page later today is a link to a video that explains all about your DNA that I found super helpful. But it's up to us to start claiming access to that. The dormant DNA, science knows this, that there's 10 strands of DNA that is basically lying dormant, and they're starting to study it all over the place. It's being studied, right? And if you don't already know this, Ancestry and Me, 123 and Me, those are all designed to collect DNA. Yes, you get the benefit of whatever they give you in return, but those companies, and many of them are owned by three-letter agencies that are associated with governments, mostly, I think in the United States mostly, but You could do the research on that. That's researchable. Fact, documented truth. So those government organizations with three-letter organizations are wanting to collect DNA, and there's other ways they can do that, through things that get stuck up noses or things that get stuck into arms. There's lots of ways to study the DNA because it's such a prized possession, because there's so much unlimited, untapped potential. And it's yours. It's your greatest gift. It's available for you when you're ready. But it's up to you to learn how to access it, to awaken it. Of course, I do DNA activations. I know some of you here have participated in those. The last one was on 11/11. That you could still get that, the replay on that. I can put the link in below for that. But your DNA is one of your superhuman abilities, and it is holding in place the wisdom, the knowledge, the gifts, the tools, the talents, the know-how to do these kinds of things that I'm talking about. And even more, it's got the solutions that you need to awaken and to activate more of your great potential, your greatest untapped, unlimited potential, which ultimately awakens and reveals to you more of the magnificence of who you truly are. So it is a real spiritual superpower, your DNA, and it's just got it's there's so much in there. It's incredible how much unlimited, untapped potential is in there. And I mean, I've been playing with DNA and doing DNA activations now for, yeah, I mean, I don't even know, I lose track, close to 20 years. And it's amazing to me. I just keep finding new things in my own DNA, access to my other lifetimes, access to knowledge and wisdom from other lifetimes where I mastered things in other lifetimes that I can reawaken within me now. Just healing potential for my own challenges, and ability to gain wisdom and knowledge about things that I'm having blind spots on or that I'm unclear about. It's all in there, and it's not kept from anybody. So that is one of your superhuman abilities. Okay, and that is number 5. I'm going to move on. We're just about ready to wrap, actually, because I said I'm going to keep it to this. So you know what? I'll pick up at number 6 next week, which, just reviewing because I have these in my notes, just the ones I wanted. Yeah. I'm going to pick up next week, 1 week from today at this same time. In the meantime, what I would love, love, love is if you've enjoyed this and benefited, if you can share it. I mean, share the link to the Facebook page or to the video on your channel or your your Facebook page, so other people can learn about this. Invite them to this group, the Expansion Experience, which is really all about expanding, up leveling, evolving, and really becoming our most magnificent best, and awakening our dormant capacities and our dormant abilities. And of course, leave comments and questions below, because when you leave your questions, I can address those things. I'm going to be doing weekly lives, just a half an hour like this, and I can coach, support, assist, and guide you through this group and through the weekly lives as I get to know more and more of what you're looking for, wanting, needing support with. It's a great way for me to be of service, since I love to do that and teach, and a great way for me to connect with you and share. So please do invite other people. I can see there's a lot of member requests that I didn't open up access to, but invite other people to the group, share the video, post your questions, let me know what you want to learn more about, and I will be here again next week for the last few. There'll be at least 2 or 3 more superhuman untapped abilities, your superhuman gifts, talents, and abilities that are available for you and to you, and how you can use those superhuman superpowers, how to use them in your world, in your life, for good for yourself and for others, to make great impact, to have powerful influence, and to support and assist those you love and yourself. So I look forward to that. I will see you exactly 1 week from today. Oh, I'll stay another moment because I just saw a question. Melissa said, what's the best way for someone to get started in understanding energy work? I have a very small budget. Well, one is to be here. One is, if you, I don't know what it means to you to have, if you want to do free resources of learning energy, um, the best one I can give you right away, Melissa, is you can go to lauriespagna.com/free gifts /DNA. You can get a DNA activation from me there, and you can start there. That's free if you're looking for a free resource. You can also go to, oh, there's an energy healing one I would love to give you, and I don't know it by heart. It's one of my free gifts I give to people. Let me see if I can find it real fast for you since you asked, and thank you for your question. Let's see, I know where I have it stored. If you bear with me for just a moment, I think I can find it for you. So it's an energy healing gift that you can get from me. Let's see if I can find it. I have a lot of gifts that I give to people, and I just don't, I'm looking for the one that's for energy in particular. Here we go. You won't learn so much about energy on this one. What you'll get is, oh darn. That's what happens when you try to multitask like this. Well, what I can do is I can put it in the link below. What you probably would like is the 8 behaviors, actually. That might be helpful to you, too. But here we go. I'll put this in real fast. Hopefully this will help, if I can do it. I'm going to put it under your comment, Melissa. So it's a sacred energy healing list, and you can put yourself on that, and you'll get energy. And you'll start to notice, it's very subtle at first, but you'll start to likely notice. But for sure, you can go on the DNA list as well. I'll give you that too. It's lauriespagna.com. I will tell you this, /free gifts /DNA. You will never master energy if you're doing it all free. You won't. Because the requirement of energy, there's a degree of reciprocity involved. So you're going to have to get past probably your own limitations with regard to money and the idea of trying to learn as fast as you can on a very small budget. Like, you need to get into something where you're going beyond free resources, because you can only get so much through free resources. And if you've got money blocks, then what you could really do and benefit from is the money class, the secret energy of money class, which I don't have my links open, but that's a good lesson for me for the future. I can put it in the Facebook group, and I'll make sure I leave it there. You can get the free resource of the secret energy of money and learn. It's not a free resource. That's a class. It's a good place to start if you have money issues. And it's a very affordable class. The other thing I would say is I will probably do a Black Friday sale. I wasn't even thinking about that today, but if you take a look for that, Melissa, then you can get that and a Black Friday sale for that secret energy of money class. Because if you have money issues, Melissa, because you said it, I'm working with a very small budget, learn as I can with free resources. Free resources can only ever get you so far. They will never get you. They just won't. They're the slow road to nowhere. They're the slow road to nowhere. They help you a little bit here and there. My free resources are really good. The DNA activation, really good. The energy healing list, really good. But it's not going to get you into mastery level. It's not even going to get you where you need to go. It'll just give you a taster. So that's what those are. That's what free resources are. So you need to probably clear your issues with money. And that's guidance right there. That's guidance. I can't help not give people guidance when I interact. So I hope that's helpful. I will put the money class in there and be on the lookout for a Black Friday. I'll do a Black Friday sale, I'm sure. So I hope that's helpful. All right, with that, thank you so much, Melissa. I'm really grateful for your comments, and I love seeing your comments in there and questions. And I'll refresh my page just to see if there's anything else. But otherwise, I will be back in 1 week from today. Yeah, I don't see any new questions. And we'll go through the last of your hidden, secret, dormant, untapped superhuman abilities. In the meantime, Say hello to everyone in the group until next time, and happy Thanksgiving. And until next time, I'll see you next week. All right, farewell for now. Bye bye.